Anyways,
Get it.
we're going to move on to our next subject. And as we're moving along this show, I want to talk about Jeremy Renner quickly and do an update about him. So now Jeremy Renner has officially come home. So he's been in the hospital for a while. He's had 3 surgeries.
He's
There's a lot of
home?
this man. He's home. Yep, he has come home. So that's
Oh,
been
wow.
something he actually tweeted out that he has come home. It's so nice to be home and to be able to watch. He was watching Mayor of Kingstown home with his family, and he made a whole tweet about that, saying thank you everybody. He's home. It's gonna be a long way back to getting where he should be, but here's a little bit from the Daily Mail about Jeremy Renner's progress.
Word is the damage to Jeremy's chest was so substantial that it had to be reconstructed in surgery. So far, he's had 2 surgeries and he will likely require more in the weeks ahead on his leg. Doctors tend to space out operations to allow time for the body's natural healing process to kick in, and that is the case here. He underwent surgery on January 2nd and has remained in the intensive care unit ever since. The beloved star, who celebrated his 52nd birthday in the ICU on Saturday, underwent 2 surgeries to place metal pins around his legs along with his chest surgery, after being left in critical condition following the frightening incident.
Yeah, so after all that, apparently he's come home. And they're saying it's going to be probably 2 years for him to come back to normal because it was that bad. Apparently his chest, like I said, reconstructed most of his chest. He couldn't barely breathe when he got there. He was bleeding. They were afraid he was going to bleed to death. More and more details are coming out. His leg was pretty much completely squished. And to the point where a lot of reports were saying that he might actually lose his leg. And now they're saying, no, he should be able to keep his leg. They had to reconstruct that. I mean, it sounds like he had some head trauma too on top of that. He really went through the ringer, but apparently he is home now and they're going to able to recuperate and come back from here. But it's going to be a long, long road from what they're saying. But he's very positive and he's been tweeting. He was tweeting like him going into surgery. He's been, of course, tweeting about the show coming out and being supportive about that. And like we talked about before, like, he probably, if they need reshoots, they're not going to be able to do that with him, let alone anything with him for a while. Hopefully he's able to bounce back from this. I can't imagine what he's going through as a person. But you hear this, and Jake, I'll start with you. What do you think about what he's gone through? And do you think he'll be able to make a full recovery? Or do you think it's going to really just change his life forever?
I don't know. I guess it depends on the direction he kind of wants it to go. I mean, it's obviously physically demanding to do the things that he does and what you guys do when you go and you're on a movie or a show. And I think it's something that he'll have to. He's probably kind of at a crossroads, really. I mean, I don't believe that we are presented with any problem that we can't handle, whether we think we can or we can't. So it'll be interesting to see what he wants to do. I mean, I imagine he's got a lot of other options. If he can't physically do acting, he can produce, he could, direct maybe. There's I don't think it's over for him in the industry. It's just going to be neat to see what direction he goes. So
yeah, and it's gonna be I think it's gonna be a tough road for a while, especially someone that was as active as he was.
Oh yeah,
and to be like a superhero. Now you're shut down like this, and apparently he was helping people all the time with this machine, and there's still no news if the machine malfunctioned or what. It wasn't supposed to be able to run him over like this, and it did. It's kind of put him in a weird headspace because he's pretty much on top of the world, but now it's like being knocked on your ass and starting over again, and you never know. Yeah, it is a Godsmack, and you never know if you can fully recoup. There's also probably worries about if there's any head trauma. With that leg, you never know if it'll be the same again. Maybe he won't be able to walk again the way he was. It's a lot of unknowns. And it's going to take a lot of perseverance on his part to actually be able to bounce back and to do this job because it's very demanding. A lot of people look at actors as, oh, you just walk out there and say lines. No, there's a lot that goes into it. And just the demanding day in and day outs of the job, it's going to be tough. It really will be tough, I think, for him for a long time. Sabrina, do you have any thoughts on Jeremy Renner right now? How do you feel about his are you surprised that he's actually back home? And
Yeah, I'm
also,
shocked.
do you think that, do you think he'll be able to come back, or do you think this is one of those things that'll make him step away and focus on his family more?
I mean, I guess it depends on how everything goes, but he's an extremely positive person. And he is extremely positive about his recovery. And I think that that really goes a long way, being in the right mindset for something like this. And he has a lot of support from his family and friends and his fans. And I don't know. I think that he's probably going to move along faster in his recovery than, let's say if this happened to me, because I probably would be super negative about it and, hating like if you're in the right headspace, I feel like that helps a lot. And if you look at his tweets, like he was like, not so great day in the ER turned into an awesome spa day. And he had a picture of his sister, like rubbing his scalp and his, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
he's really, really positive. And I think that that's going to go a long way. And, insofar as training and like, learning to, or being able to walk again, or depending upon his injuries and stuff, he has a lot of money. So he can have the best doctors, the best trainers, the best physical therapists, like come and help him. And I'm sure that will also help him maybe recover a little bit quicker. I really hope he does, because he seems like a wonderful person, and I obviously wish no harm on anyone. So I really, really hope that he can snap back as quickly as possible.
Yeah, and look how fast he's home already too. It really is
I
only
know
been
that's
a couple
insane.
weeks.
I can't believe it.
I'm shocked he's back home, but maybe he's having a lot of intensive care, in-home care, as opposed to being in the hospital. He has been there for a couple weeks, and they said, I think they said 2 or 3 surgeries. I think this said 2, but I think he had 1 more or 2 on top of that now before he's gone home. So it's like, that's a lot, and maybe he'll just recoup, maybe use that superhuman strength and come back. But you're right, he does have the best doctors after him. He has money, he's got Marvel behind him. I guarantee they're helping him out if they can. So if they're able to get you jacked, they can get you walking. I think if anybody can do it, I think it's Marvel. I think it's that Marvel money. That's all I'm saying. So
Yeah.
we hope the best for Jeremy. Hopefully he does well and he comes back faster than ever and he's able to be Hawkeye again and get back to a normal life. And hopefully he's able to live a normal life again, because that's a lot. You try to help somebody and then you suffer this much. And it's very unfortunate. It sucks. It's like you're just trying to do a good thing, and this is what happens. So
no good deed goes unpunished.
I don't think I'm familiar with what he does. What is it that he was doing when the accident occurred?
Well, he was just helping his friend plow out a driveway.
Oh,
his friend was stuck in that big blizzard that happened over the holiday season. So he has this like huge gator type thing that he plows everything out. And so he had it in park or wherever he got out. He was doing something. It's on this big traction track. It's like a big track, and apparently it just started moving and it ran him over. So
fell out of park or something.
Yeah. So they're saying it wasn't supposed to be able to do that. So there might be some issue with the actual equipment where they could go back and go after the company maybe for this, because there might be an issue with it that could hurt other people too. So there's a worry with it that way. So, I mean, that still hasn't been proven, but that was something that was talked about once it initially happened. And like, he was pretty much squished, and so then he had to be flown to the hospital and everything. They said he almost bled to death too on top of that. So he's lucky.
Wow.
Yeah, he's very lucky to be alive.
Like Sabrina said, it's amazing that he's home already. So it's good.
Yeah. I was shocked. I was shocked when I heard this. I'm like, but it's good news. It's good news for him.
Yeah,
he's able to be home now and be those loved ones.
Yeah.
So we'll see. Everybody will keep you updated as we get more information. What do you think about this? Are you hoping? Do you think that Jeremy Renner will be back faster than you expect, or do you think it is going to take 2 years? Let us know what you think, and send your well wishes to him and his family, because he needs it now more than ever.